Hi everyone, this is Tuplex. Welcome back to the Subterranean facility. I've been making some tweaks and changes and adjustments here to the base over the last couple days. Nothing real major. I think you've already seen most of what I've done. I've come down here and done a little bit more digging out of things. One of the things I've been after is more fossil, so that we can make sure we have a steady supply of lime for the steel, which is currently going on. I think it might be a good idea to get a second refinery set up, which I will probably take on at some point. In fact, we could sort of simulate 2, 3, 4. I think that's how far it needs to go. Right. So if I was going to add another one, which I am going to do, I would put radiant pipe there. I would take out this wall and put another vent right here, and then plop another steam engine right next to it. So that's what I'll do when I'm ready to add. Well, if I want to add a third or a fourth refinery, that's how we would do it. Right, and then we could put one there and another set over here, and then we would just break down this wall, and a single aqua tuner can cool several of them. In fact, a single aqua tuner could probably cool this whole thing, but the reason I have a separate aqua tuner for over here is because the liquids going through this loop are coming from my cool steam vent. Speaking of which, I've considerably reduced the size of the cool steam vent. But I think this is not really going to work the way that I envision. I think eventually this water might get too hot, and I'll just build up a lot of steam in here. I don't know. The water is 97 degrees. I put temp shift plates all behind it. Yeah, those are all granite temp shift plates. So basically what they'll do is they'll take on the same temperature as the water down here. So the idea is to is for the steam to condense into water as soon as it comes out, so that we don't build up a lot of steam pressure. Because if we build up too much steam pressure in there, then the vent will get overpressurized and nothing else will come out, and I'll be missing out on water. So we'll see how this does, but there is a design for a cool steam vent that includes some active cooling of the liquid in here to ensure that the steam always turns immediately to water, and it's not quite self-powered, but it's close to it. I don't really have space. Well, maybe I could build it out this way. Yeah, I could probably build it here if I dig out this way. But we do have other steam vents available, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there's another one up here. But in any case, in both of these cases, the design that I have in mind is it's enough to cool the steam down to turn it to water, but it's not really enough to cool the water down to a temperature where I would want to dump it into my base. And that's what I'd like to do now. I'd like to add some more water to my storage tank here in the main base because it's running pretty low. My salt water, which is close by, is getting pretty warm. It's 75 degrees, so I don't want to use that. Otherwise, I would have to do a lot of cooling on it. Oh, here's another steam vent. Yeah, this water is 50 degrees, which is a little more reasonable. It's close to the cold biome. In fact, if I were to dig some of this out and get it closer to the cold biome, then that might cool down the water enough. Or I could just put in a loop and then pump it up to the base. That might not be a bad idea. Down here at the bottom, I've got some nice 20-degree water, which would be good. There is some polluted water in it, so I would need to filter that out. But that's not a big problem. We could do that. Let's look at our plumbing. Plumbing would be a bit of a challenge because I'm going to need to travel up here. I could travel up. Let's see. I think I could find a way. Yeah, I could merge it onto this pipe here. Yeah, it would be a little difficult, but I think I can find a path for a pipe all the way up here. So let's do that. Let's set that up. And I do have power here. And right now the only thing that this is powering is my oil pump. So I've got plenty of power close by. We can actually delete that little section. Yeah, so let's do that. Let's see. Yeah, and this is gonna be warming up just due to the fact that I don't have abyssalite under this rock, and it's very hot just below it. So I think the sooner we get this water out, the better it'll be to take advantage of the opportunity here. So I'll make the pump out of iron ore because I'm starting to run low on gold amalgam. Actually, let's put it right here. No. Let's put it over here. This is the low spot. So what I'll do is I'll come over, I'll dig that out, and that way this will be the low spot. We'll put a liquid pump right there. Let's get some plumbing. How are my temperatures on the way up? It's getting warm there, then cold. Then it's going to be pretty hot. So the trip up may end up making it pretty warm. So I think I'm going to use, well, here while we're in the cold biome, I'll use regular pipe. And then once I get out of the cold biome, I'll switch it over to insulated. All right, and let's see where I want this to come up. Yeah, I think I need to come up this side here. Yep, straight up. Okay, this is all cold. And then right around here, let's see, that's sandstone. I don't want to do sandstone. Down here I have, let's see, there's granite, there's igneous rock, got a lot of abyssalite, phosphorite. That's not going to help me. I think igneous rock is probably most abundant down here. So let's make it out of igneous rock. Okay, and then right around there we'll switch over to insulated pipe and I'll continue using igneous. Okay, and then here we'll jump across. And then I'm going to need to get over here. So I'm going to have to dig through that. Release the chlorine, unfortunately. And then we can tap right into this line. And that'll take it over to my tank. And let's just double check. Make sure there's no germs in it. Okay, there's no food poisoning germs in there, so we're safe. Let's see. Let's do power. Okay. Oh, and then we're going to need a filter as well. I forgot about that. All right, so let's take out a few pipe segments there. We will put in a liquid filter. Okay, connect that pipe. So it goes in here, comes out there, and then this filter, I'm going to tell it to filter for polluted water. So polluted water will come out the orange pipe. And that one, I will just run up here into a liquid vent. So at the end, we'll just be left with nothing but a little bit of polluted water. Okay, and let's throw a switch on it. So that way it's easy for me to turn it on and off without having to depend on the dupes coming down to do it for me. And then as all this ice and snow melts, I'll get more liquid here, and then I can pump it back up to the base. I think I'm going to need a ladder over here. There. That should do it. Okay. So while that's going on, let's talk about some other changes that I've made. I've automated plastic production, meaning that I turn it on and off automatically. So here's what I did. I put in a smart storage bin. This is like a regular storage bin, except that it will send a signal when it's full. Okay, so in this case, I've set the maximum capacity to 5 tons, and I filter it for plastic only. All right, we've got 4.3 tons almost right now, and then I put an auto sweeper. So when plastic comes out, it'll pick up the plastic and put it in the bin, like so. Okay, so since you get a green signal when it's full, I want a green signal going to my machine when it's not full. So I have to flip it with a NOT gate that just inverts the signal. So this way, when I have less than 5,000 plastic, the press will run. Once the bin gets full, you get a green signal here, which turns to red there, and it turns the press off. So that way the press will run whenever I have less than 5,000 kilograms of plastic, and then it'll shut off. So that way I never even have to come down. I never have to touch the plastic press. I do still have to come down and make petroleum when the petroleum starts to run low, but aside from that, the plastic production is automated, which is pretty nice. Speaking of plastic, I've used a lot of it because I made a transit tube. Because the other thing that I've been doing is digging upwards to find out where outer space is, and I have finally reached it. So we got space exposure here, way up at the top of my base, and because it is such a long way, I put in a transit tube. So this consists of essentially 2 parts. One, you need the transit tube access. This is where the dupes can get into the tube system, and it propels them forward. Now, if you look at the power overlay, this says it needs 960 watts of power. It'll consume up to 960 watts to charge itself. All right, so it'll take a charge of 40 kilojoules. You can charge it with less than that 960 watts, it seems. It'll just take longer to charge, but that's like the maximum power draw when it's charging. So I mean, my entire home base is still running on nothing but this hydrogen generator and coal generator, right? So, and that's going through a transformer. So I only have 1,000 watts for my entire base here. The good thing is that I'm not using much power. Most of the time I'm not using any power. Okay, so if I need to pull 960 once in a while, it's not a big deal. Okay, and then you have the tubes. The plastic tubes are well, they're made from plastic, but they're real easy to build. You just drag them, right? And you can have joints like that. There's also a crossing which you can use to make the tubes go through walls and stuff like that, right? So it's really easy to build. You don't need transit tube access to exit the tube. So as I work my way up here, I've got an exit here. So if a dupe needs to come over here, he can come up the tube and exit here. He won't be able to get back in from here. He'll have to climb down the ladder. But at least on the way up, he can get in there. And the reason, and I didn't put a lot of these access points just because of the power, and also because they require, 800 steel to make one of these things. So I don't want to spam these everywhere. They're kind of expensive to make and to run. So I have one there, and then I have an exit point there. I have an exit point here, and then I have an exit point up here at the top, and also a way to get back in. So when they're all the way up here, they can get back in there and shoot back down to the bottom. So let me see if I can demonstrate that to you. Let's just pick something here, like this piece of sedimentary rock. I'll give it a sweep with a 9, and let's see if we can see somebody coming to get it. Right, more suits up here too. Boom, and then he flies all the way up. He'll go pick it up and then shoots all the way back down. So that's much faster than traveling by ladders. Of course, up there I had to make additional Atmo suits. So I have another Atmo suit dock up here, just like the one that we have down here. Since we're going to be spending a lot of time up there to get to the next stage where we're making telescopes and stuff, we're going to need a quick way for the dupes to get up there to do all the work. Otherwise, they'll spend 90% of the time just going up and down the ladder. And I could put a pole to slide down, but again, I think most of the work is going to be done above this point, so we'll be fine. So we're going to have to start digging up. Once you get up to where it says space exposure, then anything you dig out is going to have the vacuum of space behind it. And if you're not careful, for example, if I just continue digging straight up with my ladder and I get here, then all these gases in the base are going to start to rush out into the vacuum of space and be gone forever. Now, in some cases, that might not be such a bad thing, but you want to keep that under control. So we'll have to put another liquid lock over here before we start venturing up in space. Yeah, but that takes a lot of plastic. Every one of these, every tube section uses 50 kilograms of plastic. So it took a while to build this just because I was waiting for the plastic to come out. What is this over here? Huh. Lobby doors. That's interesting. We'll have to go check that out. Now, and then up here you have some different materials, right? You've got mafic rock. We've got regolith. Regolith is kind of like sand, but it comes from meteor showers, right? There's a bunch of it up here. So, and that's the thing about working in space. There you have constant meteor showers coming down, and when the meteors hit, they deposit regolith, and there's a lot of it up here that we have to dig through. You can see it's about 150 degrees. When it first hits, the regolith is over 300 degrees C, so we have high temperatures and things like that we have to be careful of, besides the vacuum. So it's a bit of a dangerous area. And then whenever we build up here, we need to protect from damage, because anything up there will get damaged by the meteors, except for bunker tiles and bunker doors. Those are the only things that can take a hit from a meteor and not take damage or get destroyed. So eventually we'll have a roof of bunker tiles, and then we'll have bunker doors where we do need to access space, like, for example, for our telescope. Yeah, right, we'll have a telescope up here, and that needs to have an open view of space. And then there's also a scanning station. Maybe it's under utilities. Or maybe we haven't researched it yet. Oh. Yeah, okay. Cargo bay. These are all rocket parts. Space scanner. Is that an automation? Ah, there it is. Yeah, so you got these space scanners. And the space scanners will detect when a meteor shower is coming, so that you can hook up your bunker doors to the scanning network and have the bunker doors close when it detects a meteor shower incoming. So eventually we'll get there, because we need interstellar research to finish this other research, and then we'll need to research the planets so that we can send rockets out. That's kind of like one of the, if you look at your colony summary, you've got kind of like two big achievements you can go for. One is home sweet home. You get to 200 cycles, you get high morale for all your people, have a population of at least 12, and build a great monument. That'll get you that achievement. The other one is Great Escape, where you send one of your duplicates in a rocket to the farthest destination. I don't know if I'll do home sweet home in this playthrough. Building the monument is not that bad, or it's not that difficult. It's really large. For example, this is the base. This is just one of, whoops. Here's the monument base, right? That's just one of 3 parts. So we could build one here, for example, if we wanted to do that. But the base, as you can see, takes 7,500 steel and 2,500 obsidian. The midsection takes 2,500 plastic and 5,000 steel. And then the head takes 2,500 diamond, 5,000 steel, and glass. Glass has yet to be discovered. I think you can make glass. Yeah, there's a glass forge, which gives you liquid glass, which then you have to cool down somehow. Don't I have any diamond? Huh. Maybe there's no diamond. Ah, here's some diamond. Let's go over there and start digging that up, because that's useful to have. Actually, we don't need to dig that out. Cancel. Yeah, there's not much diamond on this map. Oh, here's some more over here. We can start digging that out as well. Yeah, I thought that we had to make glass, but here it's saying select diamond. So maybe you can use diamond in the place of manufactured glass. We'll see. We'll dig it up and then see what happens. So maybe we could do that while we're working on some other things and try to grab both of those achievements. Looks like this would be a good place to build the monument. We've got a nice big vertical space with nothing else going on there. Let's check our food situation. Some time ago, I disabled. Right, you can turn some of these on and off. So, for example, I turned off meal lice, so they won't eat meal lice because I want them to eat the pickled meal instead. They'll eat nutrient bars. I still have 800 calories of nutrient bars sitting around somewhere. Muckroot. I disabled meat because I would rather that they eat the barbecue than the meat. They can eat pickled meal in an emergency. Lettuce. See, now, below lettuce, all these foods give a negative morale hit, so that's why I don't want them to eat those unless they don't have anything better to eat. And I don't want them to eat meat and meal lice because I can turn those into better stuff. Same thing with mushrooms. I don't want them to eat mushrooms. I'd rather that they eat the fried mushrooms, which give them +1 to morale. Same with pacu fillets. I can turn those into cooked fish, which has +8 morale instead of +4, right? So on omelets, I've got 95,000 calories of omelets, and I've got 100,000 calories of barbecue in storage. So for that reason, I dug up all the meal lice. I decided just to stop making that for a while, since I've got tons and tons of calories. In fact, if you look at edible over here, yeah, I've got 77,000 calories of muckroot. I still have 8,000 calories of meal lice. Over 300,000 calories of pickled meal. So we're doing good on food. So I'm just going to have them just eat the good stuff from now on. Look, I've got tons. I don't even know how many hatchling eggs I've got in there. 32. Okay. I've got 32 critter eggs waiting to be turned into meat. So we're doing good on food with the 3 ranches. We're doing fine. I'll take the plastic. Thank you very much. That'll come in handy. Okay. Right. So let's see how our pump is doing. Okay, this should have power already. All right, so now we just have to tell it what to filter out, and I want it to filter out polluted water. And it's turned on, and nothing is happening. Pipe blocked. I wonder if that's because I didn't set a filter before it started pumping. Alright, so let me deconstruct those pipes there and see if that helps. Okay, now let's hook it up again. And now it's blocked again. What am I doing wrong? Goes up there. That's the input. Maybe that pipe is not going all the way. No. Polluted water. So that should be coming up this way. I don't understand. The vent is connected. Okay, let's deconstruct it and build it again. Okay, there's a little bit of water there. Oh, that pipe is blocked. Silly me. Okay, polluted water. There we go. Now we're in business. Actually, you know what I could do? Just to help speed this up a bit. Let's clean all this up. And I'll dump the polluted water up there. That way I don't have to waste time pumping polluted water around and around and around. Oh, I don't need that. Do need to dig that up. Okay, so now it's mostly clean water going up there. And when there's nothing but polluted water left, then we can divert the pipe up there. Now the other thing that we could do is we could just pump everything up. Maybe I should just put the filter up here. Send the clean water that way, send the dirty water that way. I think that's going to be a better idea. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see. Okay, let's hook this up to power. And then we'll get rid of this one. Okay, great. That way we don't have to worry about it at all. We'll just let it run. The polluted water will come over, drop into there, and the clean water will go and drop in there. And again, like I said, we can use that to top off our base as all this stuff eventually starts to melt and drip in there. In fact, we can help it along a little bit. Okay, and we can cancel that. Alright. Looks like we've dug up our diamonds already. Ah, here's some more diamond. Okay, so let's see now if we can build the head with diamond instead of... Yeah, we can. We can build it with diamond instead of glass. Oh no, we can't. Select diamond. Oh, it takes glass and diamond. Okay. Alright, so I will have to figure out how to make glass. Alright, I'm going to add that to my to-do list. Which you can't see right now. I have a notepad document off the screen. So, a few things I want to do. I think we're good on oxygen with my single spam over here. I wanted to check if I needed a bigger one, but I think we're doing just fine with the one that we've got. Now this area is heating up, so the oxygen is not getting quite as cool as it used to. I still would like to find myself one of those Entropy nullifier devices, which thus far I have not seen anywhere on the map. Maybe if I use a different overlay. Metals. I know there was an overlay that would show those things, even if they were buried, it would display them quite brightly. Okay, those are the lobby doors we saw earlier. Was it the metal overlay? Or maybe it was the mineral overlay. In one of these overlays, and I think this was on a different map that I was playing in one of my private games, once you went to one of these overlays, it just lit up. I think it was either metal or minerals, but I don't see any. Now we still do have some area to discover over here, and it'll be in a cold biome. So we could try, actually I've got a ladder up here, so we could try digging over in this cold biome and see what's over that way. And then we've got a big, we've got a big space down here that we haven't really explored very much at all. So let's start going over that way as well. I'm just trying to find a path that's going to be easiest to get through. Maybe I'll go through like from here, and I'll just do 2 tiles instead of 4. It'll go faster that way. I will need to put in some... Now here we should be able to climb through. I do need a bit of ladder there though. Alright, so we'll start increasing our exploration. So, you know, these guys probably got out of the tube here and then ran over. So having these tube exits is pretty nice. In fact, I could put another one. I could put another one over here. 1, 2, 3. Just like that. Nothing there. And we're still not to the edge. It could be that maybe there isn't one on every map. Alright, looks like it's cold over here too. Have I used this yet? Oh, I haven't used the neural vacillator yet. I don't think I've shown this to you guys. What this does, your duplicate comes and sits in this chair. Whoever you assign to it, it fries their brain and it gives them an augmented ability. So let's, who do we want to assign? Let's assign our researcher. Okay, so Nisbet will come over here as soon as she's available. Here, let's make it a 9 so we don't have to wait too long. Here she comes. Okay, now it's done. You click complete neural process. And she acquired the regenerative trait. So she'll constantly regenerate 20 health per cycle. And that's it. And you can't use it again until you recharge it. Now, I'm not sure you need a vacillator recharge. I don't know where you get those, or I don't think you can make them even. At least not as far as I know. So that's, I don't know too much about that. Alright. I'm just going to try to avoid digging through water. Let's see, if any water spills over, it'll go down in there. That's acceptable to me. So let's dig over this way and see what we got there. Looks like another cold biome, so there might be one there. Okay, we got another snazzy suit. Now, who has snazzy suits already? Okay, Frankie and Nisbet already have snazzy suits, so let's give one to our artist. Okay, there's already polluted water in there. Okay, and this is the left edge of the map. I can't go to the left any further than this. So it doesn't look like there's any in there. There is a geyser or something here. You can tell because of the neutronium base. There's one here. There's one there. You can kind of see the top of it. I don't know what it is, but still lots of geysers left that we haven't explored yet. What achievement did we get? Oh, cool. Okay, so I think that's going to pretty much do it for this one. I know we didn't do a whole lot of building this time. Hopefully you're not too disappointed. But we got more water on the way, which is the main thing I wanted to get done. So I think in the next episode we will start to investigate what we need to do to get ourselves set up here. I've never done this before, so I need to I need to watch some other people's YouTube videos to figure out what I need to do to get up here. But I do know that we need to set up a telescope. We need to set up some of the scanners, and then we need to have a way to deal with the regolith safely. So that's what I'm going to be researching. If any of you have any good tips for that, please let me know. I'd appreciate it. And until next time, have a great day. Bye.